Hello everybody and welcome to today's Pioneer video. I'm Tandy, and today we're going to be playing Boros Heroic. This is a deck that has been around for quite some time in Pioneer, but recently got a extremely powerful upgrade in the form of Slideshot Show Off. This 2-cost 1/2 Flying Haste Bird Wizard says whenever you cast a non-creature spell, it gets +2/+0 until end of turn, and you may plot it for a red and 1. This is a great card for Heroic specifically, because we can play it when we have mana open to protect it. A lot of the red decks have been splashing green for Blossoming Defense and similar things, but the Boros Heroic deck kind of has that built in already wants to play Lauren's Escape, God's Willing, things like that. And the plot ability is just quite nice, just because it allows us to get our timing right. And the fact that Slingshot Show Off has haste means we can oftentimes plot it on 2 and then just not cast it until it's at its most powerful, or our opponents at their most vulnerable. This build goes pretty heavy on the buff effects. We're playing 4 copies of Monstrous Rage, 4 copies of Ancestral Anger, 4 Homestead Courage, and 4 Defiant Strike as our targeted things that can cycle and draw cards and pump our stuff. We also have 1 copy of God's Willing, 4 Lauren's Escape, and 1 Sejiri Shelter as pieces of protection for our creatures. And that works really well with Slickshot because we can plot it and then cast it and then have all of our mana open to protect. We have a little bit of interaction. We're playing 1 copy of Reckless Rage in the main, a couple on the board. 1 Spikefield Hazard, which is doubling as the land along with Sejiri Shelter to give us 20 total lands. And then 18 lands to go along with mostly dual lands, right? A few utility lands with the Ganjo and the Spikefield Sejiri Shelter, but mostly just red-white dual lands because our deck is pretty consistently split in half between red and white, so we just need most of our lands to tap for one or the other or both. We're playing 2 copies of Demonic Ruckus, another new card. This one also has plots, but it's very similar to Audacity if you've played with that card before. And I think in a Slickshot Show Off, like Prowess style deck, it's quite good, especially on Illuminative Virtuoso, since it'll get Trample. And Trample is a big deal in decks like this, so I do think Demonic Ruckus is going to be good here, where I was a little light on it when we were trying it in various red decks. I think the Heroic aspect really makes Demonic Ruckus a bit better. Our creature base, to go along with Slickshot Show Off, we're playing 4 copies of Favorite Hoplite, the generic 1-cost Heroic creature. Whenever we target it, it gets a +1/+1 counter, and then all damage that will be dealt to it is prevented. This means that things like Defiant Strike can protect it from various burn spells like Play with Fire and Wizard's Lightning. Monastery Swiftspear, 1-cost Prowess creature. This is our weakest creature, but it's still quite good. I'm not convinced that this is better than Lagana Band Trailblazer, but I think that the trick is having creatures that have Heroic and then some creatures that don't have Heroic. Because if you have too many creatures with Heroic, you can only really target one of them at a time. But the Prowess creatures themselves are not that good to target with your buff effects. So it's kind of a double-edged sword, and you kind of need to pick and choose. I think these 16 creatures is a pretty solid core. If you told me there was a couple other creatures that people wanted to play, like 10 District Legionnaire, I would just say, okay, great, put those in the deck then. I don't really know the exact creature count in terms of like what is optimal, but this is what we're running with. 16 sideboard. We got 2 copies of Rest in Peace for Phoenix, 2 Light of Hope. This is mostly to kill temporary lockdown. 2 Rending on the board to help out against the blue and white creature decks. 2 Reckless Rage to go along with a 3rd in the main in case we just really need removal for something. 4 Showdown of the Scald. This is going to be our burst card advantage against decks that are really trying to hammer our resources with like Thoughtseize and Fatal Push. 1 copy of Torpor Orb. This is to stop some combo decks. You'll see them. Like if our opponent has creatures in their deck, Torpor Orb is going to come in and probably shut down most of the stuff they're doing. It's pretty good against that Vaultborn Tyrant stuff that we were playing earlier. And lastly, we have 1 Soken'Zon. This land comes in whenever we're bringing in Showdown. It's an extra land, but it's also a utility land. Since it only taps for red in the main deck, it doesn't play Favorite Hoplite on 1, and red-only sources are a little tough on the deck, so I like the 1 of in the board there. I think it's kind of a cool thing. We have 1 Basic Plains, 1 Mana Confluence. This is Boros Heroic. Let's play League. How many openers do I mulligan in game 1s? It's some astronomical amount. Of all right, we'll keep this. I'm gonna put back 1 of the Ruckuses. All right, we're gonna I guess we're playing maybe a mirror. I'm gonna go plot ruckus. What's up, Joey? That's right, I'm King Baby. I'm the Fall Guy. Really sad they didn't make Fall Guy content. Ooh, Combat Courier. So this is not what I was expecting, but that's okay. So let's play Illuminator. And then I think we'll cause a ruckus. Man, I really don't like the way that the plot stuff works in this client. We're going to draw a discard. We're probably going to discard a spell. It's probably going to be Homestead Courage, so I can cycle these. I do kind of want that land. And now, even if the Virtuoso dies, we draw a card. And it probably needs to be... It's going to be tough for them to kill it, I think. They might be in a lot of trouble. And Soul Artifacts. Okay. I'll race. I think I'm just going to kill them this turn. I think I'm just going to kill them this turn, chat. We'll see. Alright. Play this on red. Sexual Anger. We'll pitch the Virtuoso. Pitch the Show Off. And I believe the Courage is lethal. As long as I discard a spell, which I have. Very cool. Take 20. Turn 3 kill. Very cool. Good deck. Okay, I said. Okay. Light of Hope's come in for Ensoul. I don't think I want to... I guess Reckless Rage is maybe okay too, but they don't really have that much stuff I need to kill early. So maybe I actually just cut Reckless Rage. Maybe we just go all in. I think I bring in 2 Light of Hope. I'm going to cut a God's Willing and a Reckless Rage. I know it's weird to remove, like, so, like, Protection's weak against them. I don't want to cut all of it. Lorne's Escape is fine most of the time. I got a lot of those ammo. I don't know that I've made Phoenix content recently, Donkin. I have in the last, like, 6 months, but... I wrote a long article on Phoenix, like, 2 months ago. But it wasn't, like, a sideboard guide. I'm gonna mulligan. It's all creatures. This is basically the same hand as last time. We're gonna keep. I'm gonna put back Spikefield Hazard, I guess. Mostly I want to keep the Ruckus. The Ruckus was great that game. I'm excited. Opponent's on 5 cards. We have the Light of Hope for Insult Artifact or Case of the Filched Falcon. All right, we're going to go plot Ruckus so that we can just cast it whenever we want to. And then instead of Illuminator Virtuoso, we may play Favorite Hoplite. If they play Ensoul, we'll just Light of Hope the Ensoul. Smuggler's Copter. All right, so maybe we'll play Illuminator now and just force them to Shrapnel Blast it. And we'll draw a card. And I'll probably pitch Homestead Courage again. All right, you go. So they can have Torch the Tower here and exile it, but the Ruckus will still draw me a card, which is nice. And then we'll go either another Luminary Virtuoso with protection or Favorite Hoplite. I think Light of Hope might not be necessary for this matchup. We'll see. We'll take 3. Still at a high life total. They only have 2 cards in hand. Again, they mulligan to 5, so the interactive game plan is from them is not the best against us. So far, we've played 2 Ruckuses in 2 games, and it's looked great both times. T-Crane, thanks for follow. All right, so let's play Favorite Hoplite. Okay, we're lagging. We're lagging. Testing. All right, we're just going to hold up Light of Hope for Ensoul. I don't think it's worth it to like main phase of Homestead Courage there or anything. I do wish this was Reckless Rage right now, exactly. Discarded Dark Steel. Okay, so they have 2 cards in hand. We're going to go to 13. We're getting like dangerously low. Maybe they'll just buy Gigantha. All right, we're going to play Virtuoso, and we have a way to buff it. So I'm going to see if they have Torch number 2, and if they do, we'll just kind of play around it, but otherwise we'll just go for the kill next turn. Their last card, I'm guessing, is Shrapnel Blast. We'll go to 10 here. If they have double Shrapnel Blast, we die. Smuggler's Copter. I discarded Combat Courier. I think we might need to play Light of Hope EOT. I think I have to go for the kill here, so I'm going to go for it. We don't really have that good of protection anyway. This might force them to Shrapnel Blast. Yeah, it's just another Torch. That sucks. Alright, well, we're not dead this turn, I guess. I'm going to pitch a land. I guess we could have used that to gain 4 life also, so maybe that was wrong. Alright, we're going to stay at 8 so that... Oh, we just killed ourselves with Shrapnel Blast on accident. Oh well. We'll see if we lose. We're probably going to lose next turn. But I tried to get as much damage through this turn so that I can kill them on one swing. 8 and 9 are the same with Unearth Guide. Oh, that's a good point with Combat Courier. So I don't feel bad anymore. Next turn we do have the kill. Oh, they're just gonna... I guess they'll crew and then sack it to draw a card. And if they have a land, they can go land Shrapnel Blast. Hey says, hey, just tuned in. Do you think Heroic is underplayed compared to Gruul Aggro? Well, compared to Gruul Aggro, I think that they're both played about the same, which is not very much. But I do think that they're both good. I think the Slideshot gave them each just a big shot in the arm. All right, well, unfortunate to die like this. 2 Torch Tower into... I don't know. Maybe I played badly. We'll see. All right, so I think I'm going to leave the Lights of Hope. And I think instead of a Sajiri Shelter, I'm going to bring in a Reckless Rage. I'm going to bring in all 3 Reckless Rage, and we're going to use those to kill the Copters. And I'm going to cut 1 Lauren's Escape. And I like the Spikefield Hazard, okay. I want to cut a creature. I kind of want to cut a creature. Maybe I cut a Swiss Spear. We cannot keep the sands. Yeah, I think playing the Hope when I did was wrong. Okay, gotta go to 5. The sand is a pretty good 5. I'm gonna put back, let's see, we'll keep. I'm gonna put back a Courage and a Swiss Spear. They're also on 5 cards. We'll lead with Favored. I'll probably cast Slickshot on 2, but maybe I plot it. It depends, I guess, if they kill this on 1 or not, right? Because if they have Torch the Tower, they're almost certainly gonna just main phase kill this Favored Hoplite. Well, I don't think that first hand was keepable anyway, so I don't think it really matters. I think I will play Slickshot cast to deal damage because it's unlikely to have another Torch the Tower. And if they have another Torch the Tower, I don't have a protection spell yet anyway. And I'm pretty low on resources, so I think the 1 damage might really matter. We'll see. If we can get this big next turn, I'll be happy. It doesn't have Trample, though, and they do have Flying Blockers. But if they just have another Torch the Tower, I mean, it is what it is, I guess. Hopefully draw another creature. Of course. Of course they have a second Torch the Tower. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just getting my ass kicked today, no matter what I do. It's a good draw, I guess. I'm going to wait so I can give it Vigilance in case they play Groundlings. Also, I don't want to be, like, empty-handed and them just know what I have, necessarily. But maybe I should just play it so that I get a Gigantha online and I just have a 5/6. Alright, well, a great opener for them. Let's see if I can come back. We will make a large thing this turn. Let's see, they're tapped out, so I guess we'll start with Defiant Strike and see what the top card is. So land, we might just buy Gigantha. I'll just make this huge, and then we can actually take a hit from an Insole and then kill it. We can actually even block it because we're so huge. We don't have Trample on this, but I think that's fine. Just want to use my mana. Now they might not be able to crew Copter. The thing about Favorite is that it stays big, though. Comeback Courier. Alright, so they're going to pop us for 3, probably. This is maybe a horrible card to bring in, huh? It's kind of like countering your Shrapnel Blast, though, for one. It counters Insult and Shrapnel Blast for 1 mana. Maybe that makes it worth. You can also just put a counter on our favorite Hoplite and protect it from something. Could use Fate of Hope to just hit him for 2 more here. Oh. It's thundering outside, chat. Enter battlefield to 2 damage to any target. Okay, then they can spend 2 and sack an artifact to make a 3/3. I guess I put a +1/+1 counter on it. That's what I'm gonna do. And now then go land and start sacking stuff to make 3/3s to block. But if we draw one thing, we can make this bigger than the 3/3. I do think this card's really sweet, though. Looks like they don't have another land, and they're not going to attack with a copter either. Interesting. I guess they just need to chump block with the courier. Swing for 9. Alright, I feel very good about our position here, plus any Reckless Rage off the top is going to be basically game over. We'll go and buy Gigantha, and then if we draw a land next turn, we'll play it, as long as it's not another 4th Inspiring Advantage or Spikefield Hazard. Alright, they're starting with Pop Blood. That's great news for me. Tap land. 1 card left in hand. They're probably dead. They can sack this to make a 3/3. Can they do that at instant speed? Nice. Card's cool. It makes me want to try this card in a number of things. Ooh, they're Shrapnel Blasting the favorite Hoplite, the small one. Small boy. That's fine with me. I think this puts them in an unwinnable spot. Alright, well, we'll play Illuminator, but we can chain stuff off of it, but we don't have anything to do with it right now. We're going to put them to 4, and we have a lethal attacker next turn, and then Illuminator Virtuoso gets lethal very quickly, and then a land off the top also lets us play Gigantha, which is a lethal attacker. So, I don't think we can lose from here, but we'll see. Filch Falcon is nothing. They can make a 3/3. Chump here, take 2 down to 1. Play Slideshot and just swing in. No cards in hand. All they can do is make a 3/3. I guess they can make a 3/3 and loop, but they have no cards in hand. They chump here. But maybe chumping with the Smuggler's Copter is better than chumping with the Golem. Because the Smuggler's Copter requires another creature to do anything. Alright, your go. We are even alive if they have 3 Shrapnel Blast, chat. 1 card in hand. Do they have 3 Shrapnel Blast? I don't think so. Well, this game got out of control for them quickly. Favorite Hoplite plus Homestead Courage. That's the one. Homestead Courage OP. Okay, opponent. Don't salt me, man. Just say GG and move on. Alright, next one. Alright, we revealed it. Sorry, I just didn't want to get lagged and not have Gigantha. That would have been really funny. I don't really know what to do here. I kind of want to suspend Ruckus on one. But maybe we should just favor it into Swiftspear Homestead. I guess it depends on the matchup. We're on the draw. I'm guessing they're playing Phoenix. Most of the good Brazilians play Phoenix because it's just a great deck. They usually play an aggressive strategy so they can multi-queue, or they play the best deck. I'll keep. They mulligan to 6. Chattis Monday, how was your weekend? Anyone go to SEG Richmond? I was planning on going, but I hurt my foot. And I could barely walk, so I decided to stay home. Razor Verge ticket, so Molly combo. So we gotta be as fast as possible, so I think we go Favored Hoplite, so we can get a second creature down. And we just gotta try to trample him out, I think. If we draw Lauren's Escape, we can maybe draw the game. And it's also possible they're not Amalia, but I'm guessing it's Amalia. Maybe we'll just draw Reckless Rage. All right, so let's go Swiss Spear. This is like the most raw damage. We'll go Homestead on the Favored. And now they can technically combo me next turn, but that's basically always going to be the case when they have turn 2 Innkeeper. They can go land both 2-drops. Oh yeah, I guess Monstrous Rage messes up the combo as well. Good call. Here's Amalia. Let's hope they don't have land Wild Growth Walker. They find Beseiju, so they find the land if they didn't have it. They had the land, so they have Razor Verge. Any lands off the top? Lag's not so good today, man. I hope they get a hang on this soon. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to suspend Demonic Ruckus, and then I'm going to hold Monstrous Rage up for if they combo me. Because we can draw the game if they go for it with Monstrous Rage. Yeah, I forgot their Monstrous Rage could draw the game because we get to skip over their 20. They concede? Interesting. So I guess their hand was just all land. We definitely want Reckless Rage, and I think we want Running Volley as well. I think because of that, we need this red source. And I think I'm going to cut the planes. And I'm going to trim on the protection pieces. One God's Willing and one Lauren's Escape for sure. I will, since we're bringing in a land and cutting a land, I guess maybe we keep the planes and we cut the Sajiri Shelter. These 3, they're not going to have too much interaction, so I think maybe we can cut 1 Swiss Spear. Whenever my opponent has no removal spells, I think trimming 1 Swiss Spear is fine. I think the 15 creatures is the right amount in a vacuum. Like if we were playing in older formats, the older the format gets, the fewer creatures you need because of protection elements, card draw elements, efficiency, etc., balance. Maybe trim a Homestead Courage. I always was trimming Homestead Courage when I was playing this deck, and I think I was just wrong to do so. Maybe we trim one more Lauren's Escape. Although, I guess we want to keep all the things that can draw the game. So we'll just cut the protection elements and a Homestead Courage. I kind of want to keep the Spike Field. Maybe we just cut the... I guess we don't want to cut... I'm going to cut one more Swiss Spear. Torp Orb stops them too, right? We probably want to get that in. Let me cut one Homestead Courage. Alright, we'll see how this goes. I think we need all the interaction. Maybe Running Volley's bad. Maybe Running Volley doesn't tag enough stuff. Maybe Running Volley's worse than Homestead Courage, actually. We're going to try that. I don't want to cut too many of my things that trigger my stuff. I don't want to be too interactive. I do think Reckless Rage is good, because it can kill anything. Maybe it's 3 Swiss Spear, 3 Homestead. Daniel Pena, double queuing like a master. I like the monstrous rages and the demonic ruckuses. I think giving us some amount of evasion is really important against normal games. Yeah, I'm gonna leave the Swiss Fair out. That's fine. Falling asleep over here, Daniel. All right, game 2. Run the drop. Our hand is solid. We'll keep. Turn on Swiss Fair is pretty good, but turn 2 Swiss Fair into turn on Swiss Fair into turn 2 show off is sweet. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna plot on 2 because of Skyclave Apparition. That is, yes, I'm sleepy. When my opponents play nothing, I sleep. Lunarch Veteran. Okay, maybe we'll draw Spikefield Hazard. Spikefield Hazard in chat? The Mana Confluence could do some serious work in my favor. Oh, that was a great draw. We'll go Swiss Spear here. Maybe next turn we go Reckless Rage plus Homestead Courage. Or Reckless Rage, Monstrous Rage or something. What's up, Mono Red? Not playing Mono Red today, but still got me some Slickshot show-offs. Hope you're doing well. Prosperous Innkeeper. So now they have 2 things that gain life. They can't combo kill me next turn, I don't think. Even if they play Amalia, they don't have enough green to convoke Chord, and they don't have... Oh, I guess they do have the extra mana now. So I was wrong. I'm wrong. I'm just going to cast it. The extra damage might matter because they're gaining so much life, and if they have Skyclave Apparition, it's better for them to do that than to combo kill me. And I don't think I can just pass, right? If they have the combo here, I think I just have to, you know, be okay with it. Coco can hit. Coco's pretty strong here. Saw Boros and you came? Nice. Alright, so they found Dina and Amalia. So they're going to gain some. We lose some. So we're probably dead. I wonder if we should have held up Reckless Rage, but I feel like it's just such a weak play. Return to the ranks. Let's see if they keep that on top or bin it a bunch. My guess is they'll bin it a bunch. I guess there's also a chance we can kill them next turn. If they don't block the Monster Swiss Spear, we get to put a Monstrous Rage on each of these. Can they clear the board? I don't think that we have a lethal Slickshot. Even with a land, I think we're short. So they're leaving Return to the Ranks on top. Interesting. I don't know why they'd leave Return to the Ranks on top. I guess just to get back Amalia and to grow their Amalia above a certain size. We'll take 2. We're pretty low on life, so I guess we'll hold back the Swift Spirit to block anyway. Alright, we'll play this land. Let's swing with both. If they block, we can Monstrous Rage. I think this is lethal. Maybe it's not. This is 9, 12. This is maybe enough. I think it's just enough. Interesting sequencing here. I kind of want to use the Sajiri Shelter to protect Slideshot. So I think maybe I'll go... I think I go Favorite Hoplite. And the next one, I think I go... Put Slideshot in plot. Maybe Rakdos. Alright, Thoughtseize is fine. We'll maybe just cast Demonic Ruckus on Favorite Hoplite if they take Slideshot. Let's see what they take, and then we'll just make our decisions based on that. If they take Slideshot, we can go Swift Spear plot, and then on the next turn we can cast this with Shelter backup. I think that's pretty cool too. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what's causing the lag. I'm assuming it's an increase in players on the platform. Alright, so they did take Slideshot. So let's shock. We'll go Swift Spear, we'll plot Ruckus. Mindless Enthrall, thanks for the follow. Dress my Shelter. Okay, let's hope that they don't have Black Source Fatal Push also. Alright, tapped on this is great news for me. We can also buy Gigantha. Let's target the favored. We don't have any other things to play, so we'll just buy Gigantha. And I don't mind showing them the Battlefield Forge. I think my life total matters, so I want to just not take damage if I don't have to. Chat, can y'all hear the thunder? It's been like shaking the house. Prediction for the 3 decks that will win the Apex Con team event. Whatever Ryan Hayes is playing. That's what I guess. Fable Ode to Mirror Breaker. Okay, can we draw anything so we can pump our Swift Spear, please? No. I can't bluff. They kind of have to block. And they know everything except the planes, so I think bluffing is bad. I think maybe Tom could pull it off. I think maybe a bad player would say, oh, I can't block. But I think a good player would say, I have to block. Yeah. Maybe in real life I could make the bluff. It's so hard. Everything is so calculated on online. It's like, I don't have a choice, so I'm going to make the thing. Alright, so they're going to get the mana here. We had a really great start. A couple of discard spells really knocked the wind out of our sails, but we still got them low. They're at 8. They didn't have the turn 3 Vein Ripper thing, though, and that's good news. And I will be playing a 5/5 this turn, so if they don't do anything that's scary, that's pretty good. And even if they kill this, with Fatal Push, we draw a card. I'm just going to attack with the favorite hoplite and then play Gigantha. I think that's better than Homestead Couraging. Homestead Couraging forces a block, but only if they don't have removal. And I think walking into removal here with Homestead is pretty bad when I can just give Gigantha Vigilance. Yeah. So that's fine. We'll draw a card and play Jag. Another land, not where we want to be, but that's okay. Might still win. Plasmy, thanks for the follow. We really need to draw a Monstrous Rage so we can trample. If this is Sorin into Vein Ripper, though, we're maybe in trouble. But I guess they could maybe... I don't know. We'll see. So they killed Swiss Beer, and now they're playing Preacher. Maybe we should have went for Homestead Courage. I will attack, see if they block. Give it Indestructible if they block with Preacher. Okay. Gotta put this on the bottom. And now they have Reflection with no targets. How'd the Dino Creativity deck do? We lost to Rakdos. It was like a low to the ground Rakdos with Smuggler's Copter and NT. They beat the crap out of us. And then we lost 2 mirrors. And then I quit. Just testing the mirror over and over again sucks. Okay, so now they can just kill Gigantha, which is a huge bummer. Wow. So we're going to lose now. But we have a really good sideboard plan. And we got a little unlucky here. We drew 6 lands. Like, we got them pretty close to death in a couple spots. I just put one of those on bottom, man. Come on. All right, so we do want Showdown X4, and I think the Soakin's on. And I think we can trim the Reckless Rage. I think removal in general is bad against them. Homestead Courage being a sorcery is kind of bad against them. We can maybe trim 2. I want to keep some amount, though. I'm going to trim 1 Monstrous Rage, similarly weak. I'm going to trim the Spike-Filled Hazard. I like the Protection, I like the Ruckus, and I like all the creatures. Oh, no, sorry. Yeah, almost 65. That would have been rough. But maybe it's for the best. Mulligan to 6. This hand is keepable, but mid. I'm going to put back a God's Willing, I think. Keep the Lorn's Escape and the 2 creatures. Yeah, I think the Ruckus is good, man. I don't know. It's like really good with any of the prowess creatures, and it's good with the heroic creatures, you know? Alright, so if they turn 1 push this, we're in a lot of trouble. But we didn't have 2 lands, so what are you gonna do? If they have removal spell, we're dead. If they have Thoughtseize, we're alive. They let us untap. So they might have Path of Peril, so we gotta be a little careful of Path of Peril. We'll just play favorite hoplite here. My guess is they'll kill the favorite EOT, but they might not. This is also my experience playing Heroic, having to keep a bunch of 1-land hands that don't do anything and die. I don't think playing Virtuoso into the Blood Tithe Harvester is very good. We'll attack and see if they block. If they do, we'll Defiant Strike. Might just Define Strike anyway. Do more damage. Maybe get them to use this here so we can go Virtuoso, hold up Lorenz. Now they just get to do the thing now. Okie dokie. They just get to do the thing. They kill this as well, so they gain 4. We're probably screwed. Monstrous Rage is a crazy draw, with Lauren's Escape too. We draw a land when we go cast Show Off. We have Rage and Lauren's Escape. I'm assuming that we're only gonna... I think that they're gonna do something here that forces my hand. If all they do is animate Mutavault and then plus and throw it at the Virtuoso, I think I need to go for Lauren's Escape on it. Just to protect it. And then maybe that allows for a spot where Slideshot Monstrous Rage gets them with the Illuminator, but maybe not. They also might attack with the Vein Ripper. I don't know. Oh yeah, gain 7 life. That's probably bad for me, huh? We can maybe kill him from 20. Alright, we might need to play Sorcery Speed stuff. We might need to play Slickshot to block also. So let's start with this. Let's get the party started. They have removal. Okay, we'll pitch one of the show-offs. 5. Okay. Let's go attack you for 10. Then we'll just play Slickshot to block. This matchup feels very tough. I think Vampire is just the best deck, though. I'll probably be playing Vampires very soon here and redoing my sideboard guide for it. I can't believe they're all still playing Bitter Triumph, though, man. This card feels like such shit against the aggro decks. I haven't discarded a card. We are going to die to the Mutavault plus Sorin, but let's make them do it. And they had the Bitter Triumph for this, so we couldn't threaten to kill them. But all they gotta do is animate Mutavault plus sack, kill this, and then I can't block. GG. Alright, this hand's pretty good. We're gonna keep. I think the 2 pathways might screw me, so we gotta be... Well, we can't be careful, but we just have to be aware. They are also Gigantha deck, so it could be aggressive. How do you feel this deck is compared to red or green-red Slickshot? Sorry if someone asked about this. I think it's just its own thing. It's very similar to the green-red one. It's not very similar to the mono-red one. The mono-red one is way more just like shove it down your throat. Oh my god, I played it on the wrong lands. I played it on the wrong one, chat. I'm sorry. I meant to play the Swiss Spear. I messed up. And Soul Artifact. That's probably bad. Alright, let's play Virtuoso and hope it lives. Next turn we hit for 6 down to 8. And we're dead to Shrapnel Blast next turn. I don't think we can block. Oh, they just have frickin' Torch the Tower anyway? Man, tough out here today. Yeah, it's my own fault though, right? Alright, we're gonna go Virtuoso and hope that they don't have a kill. Oh, they just have another torch? God almighty. Alright, you win. Very cool. Alright, so we'll bring in Light of Hope. And I guess that's it. Got a God's Willing and the Sajiri Shelter. They have some interaction, but it's really, honestly, it's very cheap. Do we want another Reckless Rage? Probably. 2 more. We can cut one Swiss Spear. I'm going to cut Homestead Courage. I think when you have a bunch of interactions, cards like Homestead Courage get a bit worse. I think Wasteland's actually maybe the most fun deck to play against in the whole format. What are you talking about? What'd you like at a big tourney? I'd play Rakdos Vampires right now. I think Rakdos Vampires is very clearly the best deck. Or at least very close to the best deck with Phoenix. I think Phoenix, Rakdos Vampires are like a league of their own. And then it's Amalia right after that, but it's very close. And then you can play whatever you want after that. And sometimes those decks have good matchups across the board at your locals, and sometimes they don't. Some people are really good with... I should probably bring in this Sokanzan over the Plains. So I boarded in a bunch of red cards. Maybe I just shouldn't think about that too much. The mana base isn't that rough. I forgot Niv. Yeah, Niv is in the pile of shit that you can play. Have fun playing Niv all day. I'm not doing that. Like, I'm happy for you, or I'm sorry that happened to you, but I ain't playing all that. I think Niv is better than Amalia, but it's closer than it is Phoenix and Vance. That's fine. I disagree, but it doesn't matter. It's just like vibes or whatever. You can look at numbers. Goldfish numbers are just like unbeatable. We don't have a turn 1 plot, but we do have a bird on 2. I'll probably bird on 2. Maybe we plot on 2, but I kind of want a Virtuoso on 2. That's also something that's kind of rough. We just have 2 drops that we don't want to play on 2. Guess we'll just wait for them to do something. They're probably just holding up mana on their interaction. The Magebane Lizard. I'll take some damage. That's fine. This will put it out of range of their interaction. I'll play Favorite Hoplite as an extra guy. And if they go like Artifact thing, Shrapnel Blast this, that's fine. They're just losing a ton of value. I dealt a bunch of damage and they have to Shrapnel Blast. Another Magebane. Okie dokie. I think I can block this, right? I think I can block this like this. I'll just take one. I'll just take one and go for the kill. Whatever. They can't really stop this for one, and I'll just take a million Magebane Lizard damage. Yeah, sure. Torch the tower me. So this says artifact, enchantment, or token. So they can sack the Dark Steel. That's good to know. Alright, so let's go. Homestead Courage. What we're gonna take almost lethal damage here. This one's 4. This one's 6. But we had the Homestead anyway, so we had it rolled up without this. Classic slick shots. Magebane looking pretty good against me. I think I'm gonna bring. I already brought him in. Okay, so I did bring in the three total Reckless Rages. I think this is fine on the draw. Well, it didn't actually do anything, Max, right? So my life total is not really in jeopardy if they play that card. And that's why I think the card might just be bad. Because it doesn't pressure that well itself. And it kind of lends itself to a game plan that you're not really trying to enact against me. Like, the card Torch the Tower and the card Magebane Lizard are two very different ideological cards that, if you bring them both in against me, one of them is not doing the job. But that's okay. Maybe you just got to hit me from multiple fronts, and that's fine too. I'll go ahead and play this. I think I'll plot on 2. Let's see if they kill this first. If they go in soul, I might just have to cast this, but I don't know. Alright, running volley's fine. So now I guess we'll plot. And hope they don't get in soul next turn. Maybe I'll be able to draw something. Actually, let's play this guy now. If they have a kill spell, that's fine. We'll play Slideshot plus some stuff next turn. I mean, I would not have taken 1,000 damage from the lizards if I was not killing them that turn. So I can play around their thing. It looked good because I played into it to kill them. You know? Magebane Lizard. Alright, go Slick Shot. Attack with both. If they want to block, Defiant Strike is enough to kill the lizard and get out of damage range. I think we want to go ahead and do it, so we just deal more damage this turn. We'll take 1 from the lizard. I'm going to discard a Homestead Courage. All the other ones are pretty good here. Another Virtuoso. So it's going to be 9. Put some pretty low. Alright, well, this is a big attack, but I don't think it's enough. We can give Trample to this. We're going to take a bunch, but there's only 1 Magebane in play. Thanks, Bipster. Appreciate you. Yeah, Max, that's another thing, man. They probably aren't going to ban anything because banning shit just kills the vibe. The vibe needs to be immaculate. What's up, Rachel? Well, that's definitely lethal. Alright, let's attack with both. We'll Monstrous Rage to show off and the game's over. We have another Defiant Strike as well. Is this enough? I don't want to accidentally kill myself. King Leonidas, 6th of Prime. Appreciate you. I am going to keep this hand because we can Spike Foot on 1 and then Virtuoso on 2. And I think I'm going to put back, I guess, Monstrous Rage. Just because the others can cycle if my thing gets killed. Well, Heish, I don't know if you understand how Magic works, but there's always going to be a best deck, and people will play that deck incessantly. It is extremely rare for there not to be a best deck. Swamp might be Waste Not. Alright, we'll go plot. I'm going to give myself 1 turn to find a land to play Protection Spell for Virtuoso, so they can't just Fatal Push me. We can also cycle Defiant Strike if they do play like a Vampire on 2 or something, but I don't know. Basic Swamp's a little weird on 1. If it is Rakdos, then, I mean, they can have the 3 Swamps, but... Alright, so Castle Lockthwain, so it is Waste Not probably. We're basically bottlenecked into playing the Virtuoso. So let's hope that we have a land here. I guess this one's pretty good. They could have Shelly's Edict. I don't know that I do anything, but I think maybe I just go for the Ruckus. And if they have Sheoldred's Edict, we lose, but... What are you gonna do? If they have double fatal push, we probably also lose, but that means that our Illuminator Virtuoso might survive. Oh. Alright, well this is all great if this happens. Nice. And now we are in business. Alright, so I'm expecting like Liliana minus. That one's gonna be tough. I do think Path of Peril is good at the moment, I agree. Does your Ghoul deck play Cleave? No, not at the moment. Alright, we'll play the Illuminator. And I'm going to go ahead and define Strike just so we can cycle this real quick. I probably should have done it the other way. I'm going to discard one of the Angers and keep the Virtuoso. Alright, when they plus, I'll discard a Ganjo. And now I'm just hoping they don't have another piece of removal, because we can Ancestral Anger this and get it up over Shieldred decently. We have a basic in our deck, so the field room's not too bad either. Ooh, draw 3, lose 3? They might lose the game because of that, but this does tap for black, so if they find Fatal Push, we're in trouble. I wonder if we're supposed to discard Illuminator Virtuoso now? I guess not, because we can always discard it to this for the Connive buff. I'm going to discard a Ganjo. They did already play a land. Let's see if they have removal. If they have another Fatal Push, I don't think we're going to win, because this is at 2. Okay, well, that's a pretty good draw, chat. That's a pretty good draw, chat. Yeah, we have to kill him this turn, so we'll go for this. So this is 5-10. This is lethal. It doesn't look like they have anything, or else they would have played it while I was tapped out. This is so much damage, too, man. It's brutal. Okay, so I think we want to cut all the creature interaction. So we're going to cut Reckless Rage, Spikefield Hazard. We want all of our protection. So we want Sajiri and we want God's Willing and we want the 4 Lorens. I think we can maybe trim 1 or 2 Lorens Escapes because all the other ones cycle or are protective pieces. I want most of my creatures. I want Showdown of the Scalds. And I kind of want Light of Hope, but I think Light of Hope might be bad. All it does is kill Waste Not, and I think if they're playing Waste Not, I'm usually pretty happy. I do kind of want this land, though. Because we're bringing in the Showdowns, and we cut the Spikefield. So let's cut a creature. Maybe. Maybe we can trim a Ruckus. Ruckus has felt really good, though. I don't really want to cut a Ruckus. Maybe we just play 61. I think playing 61 is underrated. I used to think that you were stupid to play 61, and now I think maybe I'm stupid now. Maybe I'm just a big dummy. Maybe, I don't know. I don't really want to cut Ruckus. Maybe it's a Monstrous Rage. Let's cut a Monstrous Rage. I think context has changed. Yeah, maybe. No one ever floods anymore because of a million mana sinks. We'll keep this hand, but we only have 1 creature, so if it gets Thoughtseize, we're in trouble. Alright, let's go plot Ruckus. We'll plot Slideshot next turn. I love having so many zones, chat. Alright, let's go plot Show Off. And we're basically just not going to cast this until we have protection or it's insanely safe. There's like no in between for me. Because it's our only threat, so now it's just protected from discard, which is really nice. I'm hoping they go blank, and then I might kill them. I don't think I can 20 them, but I might be able to 20 them with Ruckus. Ruckus changes the math a little. But we'll see. We'll pitch land, Ancestral Anger. I guess Ancestral Anger and Defiant Strike are the same, but Ancestral Anger is better in the graveyard. They changed their mind. Another show off. Okay, so let's just plot this and hold our lands. I'm just going to plot a second one and hold the land. That way I have something to discard to Waste Not. And now next turn we have a lot of cool stuff to think about. Alright, we'll get the land. If they have 2 Fatal Push, we're in trouble. I really want to draw 1 piece of protection. If I draw 1 piece of protection, I'll go. There it is. The shock. Click shot. One of them's going to live. And with one of them living, I feel fine. Alright, so let's go for Anger on the one without Ruckus, because it's just less damage. Although maybe we should target the other one. If they have double push... Alright, we will go for Lauren's Escape, because we want to try to kill them this turn. Okay, so they have another one. That's fine. We'll just Monstrous Rage the other one. So we're not killing them, but we're dealing them a massive amount of damage. $13. And if they kill it, we draw a card. I haven't played the new mechanic. Is plot face on like Farewell or Foretell? No, it's face up. Okay, well they had 3 Fatal Push. Very cool. Maybe I should have waited still. But they have another Field of Ruin. That could have been problematic. If I waited. It can still be problematic now if they do it. Unfortunate. We almost killed them through triple Fatal Push chat. We were a little short though. If they go to kill my favorite Hoplite, I'll cycle Defiant Strike on it. But otherwise, I think I'll just wait. Alright, I will cycle in response to this. They have a 4th Fatal Push. You got me. Alright, we did draw Swiss Spear. That in tandem with Defiant Strike and the big Hoplite in play might give us a chance to kill next turn. Shoulder Edict, that's fine. You got me. I could have cycled another Defiant Strike, but now that I have the Swiss Spear, it's not as bad. Bat God. Everyone's favorite Bat God. Bat God! Save me, Bat God! At this point, I don't think I can win. But we're going to be on the play for game 3. And I'm just going to slam on them. Oh, undo. Just going to go blank me instead. Oh my god, they're drawing 3 cards. No. Search for a library and put one on top. Okay. Sure. Okay. We might kill them with... Oh, I thought they might... If they had taken 3 damage to draw 3, we might have got them. I guess they didn't want to go to 4. That's why they undid their tap out. Alright, let's go for Ancestral Anger. Any interaction? 4? 5, 6? Okay. Well, we can beat Bat God. We can beat Shieldred, maybe? I guess we can... We have to get a little lucky. No, we don't. Alright, what you got? They put a card on top. So we're going to see what it is about right now. And it's probably Shelly. But it might be Bat God. And if it's Bat God, we win. No! Invoke Despair. Gross. Okay, well, we're going to play Favored and have God's Willing up. So we might still get there. They're at 1. I'm going to hold on to the Sacred Foundry case. I guess there's no... What's the reason to hold on to Sacred Foundry? Probably nothing. I guess I can draw... I can play it, and then if I lose my God's Willing and my Favorite Hoplite, I can draw Showdown. Showdown's still a pretty sicko draw here. Blast Zone. Hilarious. Unfortunately, this is God's Willing and not Lauren's Escape. Alright, so they're going to Blast Zone this. That's fine. I'm going to probably play or buy Gigantha next turn. I thought about playing God's Willing there, but I think that's bad. They might not have a discard effect, and if they do, it's what it is, I guess. I don't know. What are they not tapping out for, I guess? I don't know. Alright, so we're going to not play the land this turn. That way, if they have Go Blank, we can keep Gigantha. If they have Bat God, we'll discard God's Willing probably and go land Gigantha. That way they don't draw a card. They go Lily Plus. I might discard Gigantha. So another Tutor to the top of the deck. Okay. Maybe Red Cyan, but they have a bunch of Edict effects in their deck too. And my guess is they wouldn't got Invoke Despair with the first one. If they don't have a second one, I don't really know. I don't really know what to play around. They might not have Go Blink in their deck anymore. Maybe playing the land was right. I think the difference between one card, like if I play the land and then get hit with Go Blank, it's like, oh, I should obviously have held the card, right? But it just depends on what they cast. If they, I think protecting Gigantha is just not, like, the only things that kill it are going to be Edicts anyway. Except maybe Bitter Triumph. You don't see? Because they're a Waste Not deck. Because they're Waste Not guys. Waste Not guys know that you can't Go Blink. So they just tutored for something. If it's another Invoke Despair, we still have a chance to kill them. I think I cut the Spikefield Hazard, though, so I can't draw that. Extinction Event, okay. So it's a way to kill the Gigantha. I think that's probably what they tutored for. So they have 2 cards in hand, and their Insatiable Avarices have looked pretty medium, if I'm being honest. Alright, we're going to play the land. And now we just want to draw any creature so we can protect it with God's Willing before they draw something that can start gaining life. If they get Shieldred in play, we're probably going to lose. Eye of the Eye Tyrant's fine. That's definitely what they drew at some point in the last 2 turns. Now it's Bat God. They waited so long. Oh, it's whenever it attacks. I thought it was whenever it came into play and attacked. That's better for me. Alright, so we'll pitch Monstrous Rage and a Ganjo the Alclazots, I guess. Triggers off me channeling? Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do, though, right? It's so annoying. Hold? What do you mean hold? I'm in a lot of trouble. They get a 1/1 flyer. This is gonna come back. We're gonna pitch. I guess because they have bat token now. I guess it's still God's willing because it can protect or it can give unblockable through this and the bats. Sister does it? Yeah, if they don't have another removal spell. This is also black when it gets activated, right? Ah, Lily, this will shut me out. I gotta draw Showdown exactly. Showdown can do it. They did not plus. Wow. Wow, they did not plus. Okay, so their last card has to be good. So I don't think we can win. We'll see, though. I guess it can't be that good if they didn't cast it. It just has to be a removal spell. But Lily minus is brutal. This game's giving you anxiety. Well, at this point, I feel like I've lost. And so if I get lucky and win, I'll be very happy. But I'm not under the impression that I can win anytime soon. I mean, we're about 24 cards in. We need to draw one of our 4 Showdown of the Scalds. They drew 3 Fatal Push. Why can't I draw 3 Showdown of the Scalds, you know? Unfair. You're being unfair. Ooh. Seed Haster? Yeah, we have, what, 3 Monster Swiftspears left, but again, they probably have a removal spell in hand because they chose not to tick Lily up last turn. Let's see what they discard. They discarded Edicts, okay? So now Swiftspear off the top, I think, does kill still. Transform, sure, sure. Oh yeah, birds. Yeah. Bird works as well. We have to kind of go for it. Because this has lifelink. Dang. Alright, they're gonna get some extra stuff, and I think I'm just too dead now. Okay. We're gonna leave it as is. I don't think Reckless Rage does enough, even though it kills Bat God. Bat God's just annoying no matter what. We were a little lucky to have the Ganjo when we did to give us a few more turns. That lifelink would have been particularly brutal. I guess I shouldn't have conceded yet. Them getting 4 life, not that big of a deal. Them getting 8 life over 2 attacks is making me discard my 2 protective pieces. I just need to draw Showdown. I'm going to keep this and hope they don't have a removal spell in 1. Or if they do, I just hope I draw a creature. Thoughtseize. Perfect. I was hoping it was this instead of Fatal Push. Now that it is, we'll be able to cycle this and get some damage going. If I draw a creature, I might go for that. I do... Let's see. I want the... I guess we'll just see what we draw. I'm not sure which I play. I guess they don't give me a choice. Alright, well, that's a pretty good draw. Because these just equal a lot of damage, and if they don't have removal right off the rip, they're in trouble. We'll do the ones that cycle. Next turn we'll buy Gigantha, worst case scenario. And then the turn after we can channel Silkins on. My guess is this is dying. I'm hoping it's bitter, and they either pay through life or discard. It is bitter. And they're discarding Invoke. Great. I think the game's going to go a while. So, if I draw Showdown ever, I think I can't lose. We'll see if I ever draw Showdown. My guess is no, I won't ever draw it. But if they go Lily Plus, I'll just discard one of these stupid lands. The rest of this, fine. I think I'm just going to channel an attack for 2, and then we can cast Gigantha on the turn after. Gonjo is obviously the worst of the two in this spot. I'll play Needleverge first, obviously. I think I still channel. I think I save Bird for when I have a burst turn. If we ever draw a frickin' Showdown of the Scalds, don't know how we can lose. Yeah, shout out to Soken's on out of the sideboard. Maybe it should be in the main deck over one of the pathways, but you really need dual lands. Shelly. I guess I could have attacked and then channeled. I think I just get a 5/5 down though. If I draw a buff effect, I can go double Slideshot plus buff effect, but I don't want to do it until I've drawn them. I might go ahead and plot both of them next turn, just depending on what our opponent does. I really don't want to run them into a sweeper, having dealt basically no damage. Okay, so they're going to tutor and then draw 3, so they're going to 9. So if we draw anything for the slick shots, they should... Oh, but this draws cards with Shelly, so they're going to gain some life here. Even though they lose 3, they draw 3 and gain 6. So they go up to 15. So if we draw anything for these slick shots, they have to block Shelly on Jeg. Okay. If they block here. I should have left open this. I didn't want to take a damage, though. I am in danger of extinction event, so I will protect, so I have a creature left over, and I get to do more damage this turn. Spear on top. I just want Showdown only. Showdowns only. Spear is not enough after a Wrath, if it's a full Wrath. They did just tutor, so they probably have extinction event, would be my guess. But maybe they have something else. Alcazot's... That's not scary. Showdown? Showdown, please. So they're going to gain 4 up to 11. This is 6, 7, 8. So I guess I target a spirit. All right, let's swing on them. So if they block here, they go to 11. They take 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 down to 1. If they block here, they go up to 11. They take 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But they can go block here, Fatal Push this one if they have it. And then they take 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But they gain 4. So they're high. They're not dead. No matter what happens, they're not dead, which is a bummer. That sucks. They died? Okay, they blocked poorly and died, so that's also good. Boros, maybe they just didn't have anything. It's fine. So Boros Heroic went 4-1. Let's pay the believers. Yeah. Math is not for blockers. Math is not for whoever's attacking. That's the opponent's thing to do. Okay, so let's talk about the deck, the things I liked and didn't like. First and foremost, the Thoughtseize Fatal Push decks are always going to be some of the hardest to play against because they have a high density of cheap cards that can disrupt your plan, and your deck is centered around pairing a creature with a buff effect. And if your opponent can take away your buff effect or take away your creature, the other one is much weaker. Now, this deck does a great job at creating redundancy by playing a bunch of cards that do effectively the same thing. And so basically the deck has 3 types of cards. It has lands, creatures, and buff effects. And the buff effects kind of vary in strength, vary in utility. And some of the protection elements are actually quite good. But you don't always have to play those protection effects, right? Like you usually just kind of hold on to them for a while. But what ends up happening a lot of times is you have to play a creature without the ability to protect it because you just don't have enough physical mana to play the creature and hold up a land. And so that just puts you in a bind where your opponent has the ability to just kill your stuff for free, or they can start attacking your hand instead. And when they attack your hand instead, oftentimes you're just reliant on something like Showdown of the Scalds, maybe Wedding Announcement, maybe some other engine style card to help grind through all of that really cheap, potent interaction. This build looked pretty strong. I liked most of the stuff we were doing. I am not sold on Spikefield Hazard. I kind of just want the Sokens on in the main deck over it. But other people have played Spikefield and liked it, and I didn't hate it when I played it as a land on turn one time. I think with Demonic Ruckus, it changes a little bit how you want to sequence, and so a tap land on one is actually quite bad. And because of that, I think I might just want to do Sokens on in over Spikefield. And then maybe we can board a second Sokens on for the matchups where we want another land. I found the second Sokens on to be rarely problematic. The Slideshot show-offs are phenomenal. Obviously, the Illuminated Virtuosos are cracked. The one-drops are like the best you can possibly ask for. The buff effects are all really strong. Ancestral Anger showing off in a couple spots there with the extra buff. Defiant Strike, obviously great. The protection elements, Lord's Escape, God's Willing. You know, these seem like maybe they're just worse than playing Blossoming Defense and like Snakeskin Veil out of the Gruul variants of this style of deck. And if that's the case, maybe we should just be playing Gruul. But this version did feel good, and I really like Showdown of the Scalds. We never drew it in the two matchups we played where we really want it. So maybe we need Showdown and something else. And maybe the other thing is just Wedding Announcement. So keep that in the back of your dome piece. Lots of dual lands. Nothing really to talk about. Yeah, maybe the Reckless Rage is bad. We never cast one, I think. I wanted it a couple times and never had it. The old versions that played 4 Reckless Rage, I thought were pretty solid against some of the creature-based strategies that were running around. And I kind of see why you cut them, because you're playing Slickshot Show-Off instead of like 10th District Legionnaire. And so you have 2 creatures in your deck that you can't use Reckless Rage on. You can only really use them on Favored and Monastery Swiftspear, because Slickshot and Virtuoso are like glass cannons that have really low toughness. Renting Volley, garbage. Light of Hope, garbage. Rest in Peace, garbage. I don't know, I didn't use any of them. Torp Orb, garbage, never came up, never was cast. Sideboards are irrelevant. Play your same 60 every time and you'll probably win more matches. I'm Tandy, thanks for watching. Make sure to check out our sponsors, Apex Gaming. ApexGaming.gg is a website you can check out their tournament series. Russ Mayer and myself will be doing commentary over a team open that we're going to be having in a few weeks. Make sure to check out apexgaming.gg for more info. Follow them on Twitter as well. Moxfield.com, great website for building new decks and sharing them with your friends. You can also check out our decks in the chat right now if you're interested in seeing my Moxfield list of decks, including the deck I played today. The deck list will be in the link of the YouTube video if you're watching this on YouTube. Lastly, big shout out to Games and Comics Paradise. They're a game store out of Fairfax, Virginia, with a great selection of collectibles. They have an emphasis on collectible card games like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Disney's Lorcana, and Magic the Gathering. Make sure to check out gcparadise.com and get all your singles that you need for your next big tournament. Thanks for watching. I'm Tandy. We'll see you next time. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button on your way out. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.